Hi, and welcome to the Health Begins with Mom show. I am Dorit Palvanov, your host. On this podcast, I will share insights and interviews on health, parenting, and explore the question of what does it take to thrive as women, wives, and mothers. Now, let's get going with today's episode. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Health Begins with Mom podcast. This is Dorit Palvanov, your host. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different as I'm connecting with more and more of the listeners of the show. There is more interest to know about who I am and where I come from and why am I so passionate about this work and about working with mothers and working with women and helping to heal the generational pattern that we as women are conditioned to. And this is something that I, in my work, I call this basically what is your healing mission? And so I guess a lot of times, people, listeners to the show, ask me, what is my healing mission? What am I healing in terms of my own personal life, my own personal aspiration? What it is that I want to radically change in my own personal life. And so as I am working on redesigning my website and redesigning my brand, I really want to be fully transparent with you guys, because yes, this is my business, but this is also my life. And I want you to know where I'm at and what I'm doing and what I'm up to. And I wanted you to know that I'm really, really committed to making this not only my business, but also a sustainable way for me to live and live a full life, live a life that I'm proud of, and leave a legacy to my girls that I'm going to be proud of and they will be proud of as well. And so today I'm going to be sharing about my health mission and more about me. And hopefully this will maybe give you some permission to look at your own life and check in with your own story and ask yourself, what is your health mission? What is your healing mission? What is it that you really are starting to be aware of, to notice in terms of your health, in terms of physical health, in terms of your relationship with money and career, and also your relationships with other people. And so, I think this should give you a pretty good idea, pretty good insight into how it happened for me and my journey. All right, so let's get started. So you already know that my name is Dorit. I work with women. I work with daughters. I don't work with young daughters. I work with, at the end of the day, we're all daughters. I work with mothers, and these women are basically kind of at the place in their life where they are done mistreating themselves and are ready to thrive inside of their female bodies and also become a strong woman who embraces the fullness of herself and has a clear sense of self. Now, what is your version of mistreating yourself? So I always talk about thriving as a woman, wife, and a mother. So as a woman, what is your version of mistreating yourself? Do you have control issues? Are you a perfectionist? Think about it this way. Do you kind of cling to things being your way or the highway. Like, really have that kind of a higher awareness about yourself. Do you often have a very negative self-talk? Is your inner critic super mean and you don't know where it's coming from? Or maybe you do know, but you just don't know how to break free from it. Are you a go, go, go type of woman? Are you an overachiever? Are you a workaholic? Some women that come my way would say that I'm really, really good at work, but I suck at motherhood. And then what happens, because motherhood and parenting is so, so hard, there is this kind of retreat to, doing more work and working more, um, as a form of addiction. And then because in this society, work is basic, being productive and making more money is considered a good thing. We very, very rarely kind of awake ourselves from this illusion until, in really bad cases, it becomes a crisis, right? So it could be either a crisis with your health, a crisis in your relationships, so either with your kids, your spouse, or maybe with your career, where you're realizing that the work that you do, the job that you are at, is not fulfilling, and you're feeling like you are dying from inside. Do you feel like you don't ever have time for yourself? Do you have a problem with alcohol? Do you have a pattern of scrolling through social media for hours until you fall asleep? Are you orthorexic? Are you obsessed with clean eating and it interferes with your daily life, right? This is another form of mistreating yourself. And another form, similarly to money, that is conditioned in our society to be a good thing, right? Orthorexia, and I talked about this here on the podcast. Orthorexia is basically eating purity, being really Puritan when it comes to food, so much so that it becomes an obsession and a really unhealthy pattern. Um, are you overweight? Do you get bigger every year but have no idea why? It upsets you, but to soothe yourself, you binge and eat more, and then it's a never ending cycle. Do you have a thyroid condition? Do you have hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism? So a slow or either a slow thyroid or a fast thyroid. Do you have Hashimoto's disease? Do you lack a healthy self esteem? Do you lack confidence and self acceptance? Do you judge and criticize yourself a lot? Is it hard for you to trust other people or maybe the world at large? Do you refuse to ask for help because you believe that you can do it alone? Do you have a pattern of feeling guilty and ashamed of yourself? Do you feel like you are not where you should be in terms of your career? Do you have a pattern of worrying a lot and you find yourself worrying all the time about all things? Do you want to change but are afraid to take risks and move ahead in life? So you end up hiding. You end up playing small and downgrading your dreams only to look back and regret that you've wasted time and haven't used your human potential. And that, my love, is sad. And I remember I was there. And ask yourself, does this sadden you? And as a result, you numb yourself with many different things. Some examples can be food, sleep, rigorous exercise, alcohol, gossip, TV, bad relationships, work, etc., etc., etc. Do you feel like you have lost control over your life, health, relationships, money, and all of those things? So this is about mistreating yourself as a woman. And then as a wife, are you mistreating yourself because you're married, but you don't feel connected to your husband like you used to be? Do you feel like you and your husband are more like roommates and not lovers? Do you not have sex regularly and have a low libido? Do you have a pattern of tolerating poor treatment from maybe your children, your husband, your parents, siblings, in-laws, friends, etc., etc.? And then as a mother, do you mistreat yourself because you find yourself overgiving to everyone around you but neglecting yourself? Do you find yourself routinely hiding behind a camera, only taking pictures of your kids, but you never post pictures of yourself on social media because you are ashamed of your weight or how you look or how you've changed and how your face looks like and your skin looks like, and you're afraid to show the true self, your true self, to the world? Are you so busy that you end up eating junk food, store-bought food, or your kids' scraps? Do you put yourself last because everyone else's needs seem more important than your own? Do you feel like you are not a good mom, like you are not a good wife, like you're not a good friend, etc.? Are you afraid that you are screwing up your kids? So all of those things, whether you said yes or no to some of them, if you resonate with them, I want you to remember that as women, it is our birthright to feel, to live full, joyful, and embodied lives. And as mothers, it is our responsibility to leave a legacy of self-care, self-love, self-acceptance, and help our children become more of who they are instead of projecting our old limiting beliefs on them and perpetuating destructive generational patterns. So, if any of the above statements resonate, I want you to know that you are not alone. Not long ago, I have been there too. So, as you know, my name is Dorit. I'm a wife, I'm a mom of 3 daughters, and I'm a registered holistic nutritionist and a health and embodiment coach for women. Before I tell you more about what I do and how I help, let me tell you how I got here. I think it will make much more sense. So, this is my story. I have always wanted to be a mom. Once I got married, getting pregnant became goal number one. I craved to hold a baby in my arms. I fantasized about nursing a baby, looking after and caring for her. I even knew that I'm going to have girls. I've pictured myself reading to my baby every night, guiding her through difficult feelings as she grows, patiently explaining why she can't have what she wants, and giving everything I've got to raise a really good, quote unquote, human being. All I wanted was to be a good mom. And then it happened. After about 6 months of trying, we finally got pregnant, and our first daughter was born in July of 2009. This experience was the best and worst time of my life, all at the same time. On the one side, I was so blessed to hold a cute and healthy baby in my arms. On the other, there was so much suffering, grief, maturing, growth wrapped around this new life, leaving me scared and confused from within. And this was just the beginning. A year and a half after my first daughter was born, I've had another baby. And 4 years later, I've had another one. And both were girls. So here I was, a young, confused, and scared mama of 3 daughters. I was blessed with 3 beautiful and healthy girls, but all I could think about was how incompetent and out of control I felt in my own life. Whenever I looked into their huge almond-shaped eyes, I've seen their potential and future, and I wish to be able to guide them to become more of who they are. As a mom, I wanted to give them the tools, the advice, the experiences, the mindset, the habits, and behaviors so that they can become fierce, bold, confident, courageous, successful, self reliant, strong, emotionally resilient, and healthy women. All of this while feeling like I don't even know who I was. How do you give something you yourself don't have? And this was my opportunity to look within and finally find myself so that I can become the mother that my daughters deserved. So you see, I'm a daughter of a mother who, like me, had three girls. My maternal lineage is full of women. It's mostly women. Women who were amazing mothers, wives, and caretakers, but struggled to live authentically and take care of themselves. I couldn't ignore the fact that living unauthentically led to some debilitating pain, physical symptoms, emotional pain, mental diseases, and even spiritual disconnection to the divine and themselves. I've witnessed this pain firsthand in my mom, who suffered from depression by the young age of 40 and had to be medicated for years after. I've witnessed it in my maternal grandmother's struggle with high blood pressure and diabetes, which led to a brain stroke and eventually to painful dementia and a slow, heartbreaking passing. I've witnessed it in my paternal grandmother, whose gallbladder was removed at the young age of 45, who then suffered with weight gain, anxiety, panic attacks, heart problems, diabetes, and chronic iron deficiency. And in my beloved aunts who suffered from breast cancer, ovarian cancer, fibroids, depression, thyroid diseases, the weight gain, mental problems, and other women's health problems. So as you can see, and it's sad, but vibrancy, robust health, aliveness, and joy were very rare in my lineage. And I was headed in the same direction, along with my three daughters. By age 30, my body started to manifest extreme fatigue, burnout, anxiety, panic attacks, hormonal imbalances, brain fog, low back pain, mid spinal pain, hip pains, carpal tunnel syndrome, sciatic pain, blurred vision, adult acne, hair loss, and heavy periods with blood clots. Emotionally and mentally, I was depressed, I was unhappy, I was negative, and I was miserable. The daily challenges of motherhood consumed me with victimhood and feeling sorry for myself. Up until I became a mom, I was a happy, energetic, and positive woman. People used to say that the room lights up when I come in, that it was difficult to not notice me. And here's a cute story. Before my husband and I got married, he used to call me an energizer bunny because of all the energy I've had. So, who was I? Who was I, post having kids? I frankly didn't recognize myself. With pregnancy and labor, something major happened to me, and I felt like I lost myself. This is not how I envisioned this stage of my life to be. What's worse, all of this had a direct effect on my most sacred work at home as a wife and mother, as well as with my life's work. The debilitating aches and pains prevented me from showing up for my family. My career was shoved to the back burner because I felt so overwhelmed by running a business while raising small children. I wasn't happy, and nothing was good enough. I wanted to control everything. I yelled a lot. My husband and kids didn't enjoy my company. Let's put it this way. I wasn't a nice mommy. I was an angry, bitter, raging wife and mom struggling with a severe identity crisis. So it did not look good. In search for help, I looked at my mom and I tried to learn from her how she had coped with challenges in her own life. And I realized that she just like me, has been confused and disembodied for the majority of her adult life. There was something missing deep within her. I realized that she is deeply driven by fear of her own true power. For her, this manifested in people pleasing, deep self sacrifice, obsessive pursuit of perfection, the constant questioning of herself, and profound self neglect that led to various diseases and hormonal imbalances. She was always looking outside of herself for confirmation of her worth and value. In other words, she was always looking for someone else to take care of her, never realizing her own power and ability to take care of herself. That scared the shit out of me. I did not want to be like that. Heck, I didn't want my girls to be like that. The more mature I got, the more I started noticing this all around me. Older and wiser women were struggling with fear, indecision, self doubt, control, self sabotage, boundaries, or lack of boundaries, stating their needs, emotional immaturity, playing small, and all of those things manifested as physical symptoms such as painful periods, PMS, PCOS, chronic fatigue, thyroid diseases, weight gain, high blood pressure, weak immune system, and in severe cases, even breast and ovarian cancers. So sick, unhealthy, and burnt out women were all around me and also around my daughters. Women who did not understand their female body. Women who felt like being a woman was a curse and not a blessing. Women who've self-neglected themselves physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually for decades, if not centuries. And I knew that if I didn't change, this would be passed on to my girls as well. It was just a matter of time. I knew how to take care of others, but the scary truth was that I did not know how to take care of myself. Years of personal development and growth led me to confront the truth that I wasn't living in full integrity with myself. I wasn't being true to myself. I wasn't using my human potential. So, what do I expect of my children? And I couldn't live with this truth knowing that I am raising daughters. The saying, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, was haunting me, and I knew that I had to take action and learn how to take care of myself so that I can show my girls how it's done. Parenting is personal growth on steroids, someone wise once said. There is no time to play small. Time is ticking and your kids are watching you. And my girls were watching too. And so here's my eat, pray, love moment. Like Elizabeth Gilbert, I found myself on the bathroom floor sobbing and wailing in pain and agony. On the physical level, I started saying things like, I hate my fat arms. I hate my huge butt. I hate my enormous scarred belly. I hate what these pregnancies have done to me. Motherhood destroyed me. I want my pre-baby body back. I hate feeling like a stuffed up sausage. I don't have any energy or life force in my body left for me or for anything that matters to me. And then on a deeper emotional level, I started keeping myself busy just to survive, to get through another uninspiring day. The chatter, the noise in my head, and the unbearable sense of overwhelm, fatigue, low libido, low energy, lack of joy, and deep sadness were all soothed by doing mundane and uninspiring things like cleaning the house, folding the laundry, cooking healthy and elaborate meals for my family, and worst of all, isolating myself from everyone and everything. So, what was I doing wrong? Why wasn't I feeling joy? Why was I suffering so much? Why was I so harsh with myself? Why did I have such a negative and mean self talk? And the hardest question of all, how do I change this? Where do I start? Long story short, this experience had led me to a deep inner quest. A quest to find my true, authentic, radiant, alive, and joyful self. She was there, I just didn't know how to access her. I knew I couldn't do this on my own, so I reached out for help. I've read personal development books, listened to podcasts, attended workshops and seminars locally, started practicing yoga consistently. I changed my eating style, stopped dieting, I quit following dogma. There's a lot of dogma in the health industry. And I just became committed to change. I even completed my training as a registered holistic nutritionist at the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition in May of 2012. But the problem was that I knew everything but didn't have enough motivation and or the discipline to follow through and stick with something for more than a week. The highlight was accepting that in order to see results fast, I had to invest in myself and work with a coach. Otherwise, it would take me a long time to achieve what I wanted. Time was and still is a sacred resource that I was not willing to waste any longer. So I hired a coach. And that wasn't an easy step to take at the time, because at the time I wasn't making any money. I wasn't contributing financially to our household. I felt like all I do was take money away from my family, but never really doing anything with what I learned. And my husband was reluctant to pay for this coaching because at this point I've completely severed his trust. It was really, really bad. I wanted something, but I didn't know what I wanted. My soul was so restless. Looking back, hiring that coach was the best thing I have done for myself and for my family. For the first time in my life, I've had someone who cared about me and wanted me to succeed. For the first time, I've had someone to talk to about my feelings, my fears, struggles, and challenges. Most importantly, for the first time in my life, there was someone who could show me the way and lead me to the other side. I followed her advice and coaching diligently and was so happy with the results. Coaching was extremely helpful since I didn't know what I didn't know. My coach helped me to interrupt the unconscious patterns of behavior I would never be able to do on my own. Also, coaching helped me to really focus and hone in this one area of my life that needed love and attention. And what you focus on grows. So through coaching, I've learned to be in a constant state of inquiry and ask myself questions to keep myself from stagnation. And once I've given myself the permission to answer some really hard questions, the truth started to arise to the surface. I've been able to find who I am, identify my core desired feelings, what I truly desired out of my life, and how I want my life to turn out to be. Through this process, I was finally able to say out loud that I am a healer without feeling shamed about it. I am an intuitive empath, and I love helping women and mothers thrive in their life and mothering journey. Staying true to myself and learning how to take care of myself had changed my life dramatically. The change occurred mentally, emotionally, as well as physically, as I was able to balance my hormones, shed the unnecessary weight I was carrying around, hiding my true essence, learn how to eat and move my body like a woman, and have the courage to face and heal my wounds one at a time. And I'm so excited to pass on this information and education to my daughters who have seen me struggle and rise through it all. And to To be honest with you, my journey is still unfolding and I will be forever learning. And healing, so my healing journey and my um, life and my health mission is truly, I call it healing the feminine pain that is surrounding me and my lineage. And I'm really honored to share this journey, my story, and the unfolding of it with you. So, my current work is dedicated to healing the legacy of suffering and health conditions in women that arise as a result of not taking care of ourselves, especially when we are moms. I've learned that these behaviors and generational patterns that travel across generations and keep reappearing until someone breaks this destructive chain. And this person could be you. It has to be you. Motherhood is your sacred portal for healing and personal growth. A more alive, strong, fun, joyful, connected, calm, peaceful, aligned, and embodied you is just around the corner. And in my work, I take a woman, wife, mother who feels confused, dry, disconnected, unhealthy, unjoyful, and I guide her through my transformative 6 months program into becoming a strong, vibrant, alive, powerful, animated, focused, fun loving, passionate woman who flirts with life, who embodies her true potential and raises her family from that very place. This is what my work is all about, teaching mothers to understand and heal their female body so that we can embody self-love, self-acceptance, radical self-care, and then, of course, pass this on to the next generation. Taking care of yourself is your responsibility. And honey, no one can do this for you. So my approach to healing is different than what you might have seen out there. I don't believe in dogma. I don't believe in rigidity. I don't believe in dieting. I don't believe in starving yourself to skinny. I don't believe in losing the weight just to fit into that black dress. I don't believe that there's only one way to heal, and I refuse to believe that stress, exhaustion, and burnout is normal for mothers. Why? Because I know that God wouldn't do this to us. But I believe that we can be happy. I believe that we can be joyful and healthy as moms and as women and moms. And this is our birthright, and it is our responsibility to pass along to our daughters. I believe that women need to be heard, not just seen. I believe that we have to stop rushing. I believe that we have to know how to eat like women. I believe that we have to start trusting the wisdom of our bodies. I believe in intuitive eating. I believe in cyclical living. And I believe that we have to start understanding how we're designed as females and organize our lives in alignment with that, not the other way around. I believe that women must move their hips daily. And I believe in asking for help. I believe in deep healing, not just scratching the surface. So my health coaching and nutrition practice is enhanced by energy and embodiment work, by spiritual concepts such as divine femininity and masculinity, inner child work, healing the mother wound, the work of Louise Hay, Wayne Dyer, Byron Katie, Brene Brown, Dr. Christiane Northrup, Kate Northrup, Dr. Kelly Brogan, Christine Hassler, and other brilliant teachers, coaches, mentors, and leaders who've given us tools to heal from within. Time and time again, I've seen how women who heal from within begin to crave more time with themselves, more pleasure, and explore their true potential as human beings. Now, since sexuality is a metaphor for life and how we engage with life, I also incorporate ideas and practices from the field of female sexuality, from the field of pleasure and sensuality, as really the icing on the cake to help you access that which you never even thought was possible. So my coaching style is a combination of compassionate, deeply nourishing hand holding to bathe you with love and listen to your deepest desires, along with big girl's pants, radical self care, gently challenging you to face more of yourself so that you become more of who you are and more of who you want to be. So, no more wasted time and precious energy. This work will truly change your life, just like it did mine. I believe that you are whole. I believe in the feminine power. I believe in the power of moms. I believe that you are a goddess. You can become the mother that you want to be. Choose yourself first, always. Always. And there you have it. This is my story. This is my health mission. This is what I'm placed on this earth to do. And I hope you can resonate. So, before I let you go, I want you to know that if you do resonate, find me over at Instagram. You can find me at Health Begins with Mom. Send me a DM and let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know if any of what I shared today resonated with you. If you feel like, oh my gosh, this woman gets me, she understands exactly how I feel, just let me know. I would love to connect with you. And even if not, then still let me know. I would love to, I would still love to know why you're here and why you listen to the show. And if you are a super fast action taker and you really want to take this to the next level and you want to connect with me immediately because you just have to, then head on over to my website. So it's www.healthbeginswithmom.com and click on Let's Connect on the button that says Let's Connect and schedule a free discovery call with me. This is where we will hop on the call on the phone together and talk about you and what you want, what you desire, and what bothers you, and why you feel like you're stuck, and why you feel like you can't have what you really, really want, and really what you think your health mission is it your health, your physical health? Is it your mental health? Is it your emotional health? Is it your spiritual health, maybe? Or is it your relationship with money, with career? You just cannot find yourself in terms of your life's work, your sacred life's work. Or maybe it's relationships. Are you struggling with parenting? Are you struggling with your relationship with your spouse? Or maybe with the external world? Do you feel really, really lonely in your motherhood journey? Whatever it is, I want to know. I want you to know that I've designed my work in a way that allows me to give women the space to be not only seen but also heard. It matters to me because I grew up in a household where I was seen. I was always, taken care of. I was clean. I had good education. I had all the things, all the logistics were really taken care of. But what I really craved was to be heard, to be vulnerable with my parents and my siblings, and to just get deeper into my into myself, into my world, and into my thoughts, and into who I am. And I don't share this as a way to blame my parents, of course not. It's just something that I deeply craved in my life, and this is why this is the work that I do now in my life with women. Anyway, so again, if this resonates, please find me over at Instagram at Health Begins with Mom, or go ahead and schedule a free discovery call with me. I would love to meet you Not in person, but virtually. All right, my love, I'm sending you off with so much love and much healing, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the Health Begins with Mom show. I love hearing from you, so please post your comments and questions over at healthbeginswithmom.com/podcast. If you love the show, please share it on social media and in your real life with other moms who might enjoy this content. And if you have a burning question or topic you'd like me to hit on the show, just drop me a line at dorit@healthbeginswithmom.com. And if you love this show and really want to support it, please go to iTunes, write a review, and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Much love and many blessings.